So, our next speaker, I'm super excited about. I actually met her, again, online. Surprising, right? So, we met online on Blab. Who here was on Blab when it was around? So, whenever we talk about Blab, we always have to take a moment to, bow our heads, because for those of us that were on Blab, we miss it. Aw, Blab. So, our next speaker has generated a six-figure income in less than 1 year through her live streaming platforms. Her weekly podcast, He Said, Red Said, reaches audiences of up to 300,000 per show. She has over 19 years in the direct sales industry, joining the top 1% of her company and being top 10 in sales. She will be discussing with you guys today converting contacts to cash, leveraging the power of live streaming. So please welcome to the stage the fabulous Vicki Fitch.
Love you. Oh my God. First of all, yes, I did lose my voice. So this is my sexy Lauren Bacall voice. So you guys just remember that, okay? Thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, let's give Erin a hand, you guys. Did she do a fabulous job? Right? Yes, she has done an amazing job with this event, bringing everybody together, bringing the most amazing speakers together. I feel really privileged to be here with all of them. They are some stellar people for sure. And I'd like to thank Denver for this hairdo because, it's really rocking right now with the humidity we got going on. So I am going to talk to you guys about live streaming. And this is a new little gadget, so I'm trying to make sure, because it doesn't seem to be moving. Oh, there we go. Okay, so who here in here live streams? Raise your hand if you're a live streamer. Okay, all right. So who here is afraid to live stream? And be honest, right? You feel uncomfortable, like, I don't know, or something in my teeth, is my hair crazy, are people going to make fun of me, right? A lot of people feel that way, but I'd like to help you get through some of that today and share some really cool things with you. So what if I could show you how to make your live streams turn into cash? How would you guys feel about that, right? Because that's what I did. I think you'd probably feel like that. Am I right? Raise your hand. Because if I could help you drop into a pile of cash, would that not make you? There you go. I got double hands right there. So that's what we're trying to do, is teach you that you do have power and you do have information that's going to resonate worldwide. So we have to develop the know, like, and trust factor before we start anything, right? You guys are familiar with that, right? The know, like, and trust factor. People need to know who you are. They need to like you, and they need to trust that the information you're giving them is accurate. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself so I can develop that for you. And first of all, I am a serial entrepreneur. I bought my first house when I was 19. I actually started my first business at 12, but that's another story. I started my first company with employees when I was 20. I built and sold 4 successful businesses. I've also been in the direct sales industry for 20 years, top 10 internationally for sales and recruiting. And I also am an author, speaker, and a business consultant. Now, if you guys are looking for business advice, you might say, hey, this is a really great resume. Thank you so much. But if you're not, you're like, so what, lady? Because I want to know, if you don't have anything valid, if you don't know my space, if you don't know what I'm doing, then what you're saying doesn't really resonate with me. So who here knows who Janet Jackson is? Like, right? So I got some 80s peeps in here, right? And she had, what have you done for me? So what have you done with your live stream? That's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. How valid my information is for you as entrepreneurs and how it can benefit you. So here's some exciting facts for you. First of all, I did $50,000 in the first 5 months on Periscope. Okay, so raise your hand if you'd like an extra $50,000, right? And I'm not talking about I got on and went, hi everybody, come on, send me some money, right? We're talking about, we're entrepreneurs. We're trying to build a business and a brand. We're there delivering value and content. That's $10,000 a month for the first 5 months on a new platform. Now, I think those are pretty good numbers, and I bet that most of you guys would really appreciate an extra $10,000 a month, right? I mean, that's more than a lot of people make in an entire year, and that's simply from my live streaming income, okay? So how did I do that? And we're going to go over these things in detail, but consistent effort, daily live streams. Now, I'm not telling you you guys have to do that, but I'm telling you how I did it, okay? How I did it. Provide value every time. Ask people to connect. Follow up. We're going to talk about that one in a big way. Ask great questions and make sure that you ask for the business. Because most of you, raise your hand if you struggle asking for the order. Like, I'm afraid they're going to think I'm salesy, sleazy, and cheesy, right? Like, oh, somehow I'm going to benefit from this, so that makes me bad. But I'm here to tell you, I am a monetization queen. That does not mean I don't care about people. I love people. I have many of my clients are here, friends. I love people more than I love money. But I am an entrepreneur. If I'm not making money, it is a hobby. It is not a business. Do you guys agree with me? Raise your hand if we're on track there. We need to make money, and that's what I want to help you guys do today. So then my next milestone was I made $40,000 in 4 weeks, okay? That's $10,000 a week, right? And this is still just my live streaming efforts. You know, this makes a difference when you start building a business and building a brand. It's not the first day. The first day I was on, people didn't throw wads of cash at me, right? I always say the only time that happens is if there's a stripper pole involved, right? I'm not a stripper girl. It's not my thing, right? So how did I do it? Same series of information. So this is, you can see a repetitive pattern. We've got repetitive information here saying, how do I do it? She's consistent. She does it daily. She provides value, asks people to connect, follows up, asks great questions, and then ask for the business. All right. So here's, oops, sorry, where are we? Then I did over $100,000 in 1 quarter. Now, raise your hand if that feels good, right? That's more than most people make an entire year. Why? Because I'm providing value. You have value too. Many of you think, oh my gosh, Vicki, I only know how to, take care of cats. Well, guess what? There's a market for that. This is worldwide. When we hit that button, that start broadcast button, we are worldwide. I've met some of the most amazing people, from Australia. Chocolate Johnny is here in the house. I met Kim Garst and Joel Calm. All these people from live streams. That's where I met them. So beyond the financial opportunity, I met people that have changed my life. I met Miss Stacy DiPolo right there from GoDaddy. There she is, right? Mia Voss, my M-Bay, and Courtney Kramer-Smith, my C-Bay. We've developed relationships and friendships that traverse this online streaming opportunity. But today we're here to talk about cash, right? You guys want to convert people into cash, don't we? And don't be embarrassed. Like, do you guys want to make money? That was weak. Who wants to make money? Woo! Okay. Now I'm going to have to get a drink of water. All right. So, does live streaming work? I think we've all identified the answer is absolutely yes, it works, right? So how did I start? And now I'm going to give you a couple basics here, and then we're going to go into the conversion process because that's really what you want. Greet your guests. And hold on, could you open up for me? Yeah. Can you open it for me? We got to greet our guests when we do a live stream, right? So typically, I will pop on to a live stream, and I will say hello to everybody. Did any of you guys ever see Friends? Not Friends, sorry. Cheers, where everybody knows your name. I got to tell you, I love it when I go into live streams like Adam Doc Muscle's right here, and he'll say, hey, Vicki. I'm like, that's right. Do you guys like that? I like it. When I go into Joel's stream and he does this, because maybe you guys don't know about this, but I'm about to tell you. These are hard eyes, okay? I gave them to Joel on Blab. Only Joel Calm. Recently, he's had to give up his throne, and I gave him to Aaron Sell. I'm just saying. Aaron's my girl now. But I'd get on his stream, and he'd do hard eyes for me, and I'd be like, so when we develop those relationships, they're really important. So greet your guests. This is my opinion. If you guys want to have a different style, it's totally okay. But jump into your content. Don't wait. I'm going to tell you one of my biggest pet peeves, because I'm a successful entrepreneur, right? So if you're selling something, I'm a good ICA for you, your ideal client avatar or audience. I'm a buyer. Like, I like to buy stuff. It's true. I like content. I like people that are engaging. I like stuff. So I'm your ICA. If you say, okay, guys, invite people. I'm not going to get started until more people show up. I'm out. I'm gone. Because if you don't value me from the get-go, then I'm not going to value you. If you don't see value in me, so get your content started. People can watch a replay. You can do a quick recap, but definitely get started. Sorry, I keep hitting that button the wrong way. Okay, equipment. Where's Aaron from Archon Mounts? There he is, right in the back of the room. That guy right there. I carry this in my purse all the time. As a matter of fact, Miss Kim Garst is in the back holding it right now for me to live stream this speaking engagement. You got to have this. I have equipment all over I bought tons of stuff that falls over, it falls apart. This stuff absolutely rocks. And I believe in dual broadcasting, and as soon as this conference is over, I will actually be tri-casting on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Periscope every day. I'm very consistent. I typically do it 6 p.m. Pacific time every day, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But this TW broadcaster allows you to dual stream at one time so you can maximize your efforts. Now, will you hear people say, no, I only want to engage with one audience at a time. Don't repurpose your content exactly the same. Well, if you have limited time and you can reach 3 audiences with the same content, I say do it. This is my opinion, and it's working for me. So if you want to make $100,000 in a quarter, you might try it. Maybe, just think about it. It's working, and you can always tweak it later after you make your first $100,000, right? Okay. So deliver value. This is one of the most critical pieces. If you're not delivering value, if you're not actually thinking about how can I give them something, then people aren't going to stick around and keep coming back to your broadcast each and every time. That's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to create raving fans, people that appreciate our content, people that appreciate what we have to say and who we are as people. Now, that doesn't mean I never get on and say, hey, here I am at the skate park with my son. I do, but people know that broadcast is a personal broadcast because of the way we title them. So it's okay. People like behind the scenes looks. They like to know who you are and what's happening in your life. And, when I went and did some parasailing stuff, people want to see, right? And so we want to give them a glimpse into who we are as people behind the scenes. But deliver value. And then convert. That's what we're really here to talk about today. So for those of you who do need a little help with live streaming, I know Joel has a great thing. A bunch of people do. I have a new thing called Rock That Stream. It's a free 3-day mini course that you guys can get. I lost my voice, so I didn't finish recording all the audio. But there is you can register for it, and then it'll be delivered in your inbox next week as soon as the sexy Lauren Bacall thing is gone. But anyway, today I'm going to teach you how to convert, right? So how do I convert? First of all, I am consistent. Raise your hand if you know me and you know I am like super consistent. See? I am, right? I am really consistent, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to break these steps down, but I want to go over them really quick for you. Number 1 is be consistent. 2 is deliver value every day. Now, if your every day is once a week, then that's what you should deliver. But if you want to get a kickstart and getting people to actually follow you, actually listen to your content, I do recommend a daily strategy. I actually started out 2 times a day, every day at 8:30 a.m. and then 6:30 p.m. That's for my first year on Periscope. Have a call to action on every stream. Give people an opportunity to follow you, and you have to tell them, just so you know, even regular broadcasters, we forget to tap hearts, we forget to share, we forget because we're engaged in the content. So remind people, you don't have a gun to their head, right? It's not like they have to do it. It's just you reminding them and being gracious and courteous and saying, hey, if you're finding value here, share this out. You want to also follow up on every contact. And if that is like a big deal for you, you're like, Vicki, there's no way I could do that. Raise your hand. Like, I don't have the strength, the energy, the people, the time. I'm going to talk to you about that too. Offer a sample to every person, especially water. Thank you, water is life. Right? Offer a sample to every person. And if you think you don't have a sample to offer, I'll help you with that as well. Ask the right questions on every call. Your goal is to get a phone call. I know people say, I don't have time for the phone. I'm going to do it through this. I'm going to do it through that. I'm going to teach you how high tech will allow you to be high touch, okay? And then ask for the order every time. That doesn't mean you're salesy, sleazy, and cheesy. It means you ask good questions, and I'm going to go over them. Okay, so number 1, be consistent. People refer to me as the queen of consistency. This is true. It's the chapter in one of my books because that's who I am. I am consistent, so people know they can count on me. They know what they can expect. As a matter of fact, when I don't live stream every day, people message me, are you okay? Are you all right? I mean, I had like 50 messages this week. Vicki, why haven't you been on? I lost my voice. It's hard to let people know. But I'm the queen of consistency. So when people notice that you're not there, you know people are paying attention. You know that they're engaged, right? Deliver value. You all have knowledge. And if you think you don't have enough, you're wrong. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't care who you are. I don't care if your skill set, like I said, is petting cats or is teaching the homeless or doing crafts. You have value that people want to know about. And people think, well, everybody knows that. No, they don't, right? They don't know. And that's the whole point. We take our own knowledge for granted. So I want you guys to remember that. We take our own knowledge for granted. Chocolate Johnny, he's a 3rd-generation chocolatier. I remember somebody asking him one time for his recipe. And I was like, what? No, you're not getting the recipe. Are you kidding? But people, they don't think. They're not thinking about that. But your knowledge is power. He could sell that recipe for some serious bank, right? So remember, your knowledge is power. So we can take our knowledge and we can convert it to cash. That's where the superpower lies, right? So that's what I want to help you guys with. On there, number 3 is to provide a call to action, right? You might have a freebie, an opt-in, or a lead magnet that you put through. Put your hand up if you have one of these. Okay, so I'm going to challenge you guys and remind you, you all need to have one. Even if you think you can't, we can talk about that later. And I don't know who's keeping my track of my time. Okay, all right, so flashing me, she's going to flash me. So we want to make sure that we give them a call to action. Follow me on social media, like in specifics. I'd like you guys to, by the way, I now have over 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I was at like 70 for a while, so that was my call to action. I was like, hey people, I need you to go to my YouTube channel. I do have my custom URL, which I was very proud of, by the way. So youtube.com/Vicki Fitch, right? But that was my call to action for that month. I was trying to build that platform. So you have a call to action, send them somewhere, something you can measure. So the vanity metric for yourself is helpful too. So you can see people are doing what you ask them to do. You can also send them to your website. And I'm going to give this slide at the end, but I have some freebies to give you guys as well. And we're going to talk about this, but you can go to vickifitch.com/biz, and that will give you some freebies that I have, including the Rock That Stream 3-day mini course I was telling you about. But this is one place to send them, which we are going to get into in a minute too. You need to make it easy, right? And when I first started, I had a card that I would hold up, which people would take a screenshot of, which was very helpful. But there was too many things on there. There was a lot of activity of what they wanted to do. So now I give them one place to go, vickifitch.com/biz. You can sign up for my free 20-minute consultation. You can get my freebie. You can find out about my VA services. You have lots of different options. So this right here is the form. This is what comes up when you go to vickifitch.com/biz. It might look like a lot, but it's just check boxes. Free live streaming training, entrepreneurial rock stars if you want to join my Facebook group, 20-minute consultation, Infusionsoft if you want to learn how to use high tech to allow you to be high touch, right? And a VA, I have a virtual assistant service as well that includes graphics and stuff like that. It's easy. And if you want to know about the books I have coming out, you just click here. So I made it easy for people to go to one place and give me the opportunity to do that. So those things I just went over are right here. You can put them all in one place and make it simple, right? And then the follow-up. Follow-up is so key. I actually wrote a blog post once called The $50,000 Phone Call and how I had followed up with somebody for 2 years before I got that sale. So you want to make sure that you follow up, but everybody worries about where, and I wrote another blog post called Demystifying the Line Between Service and Stalker, right? Because we all know, I don't want to call them. They might think I'm weird. But you know what? They might be busy like you are. Who's busy? Raise your hand. I am so busy sometimes. If you call me back, I'm thinking, I love that girl or I love that guy because I've been so busy I haven't gotten back to them. So those people, they're, rough diamonds right here may sometimes be mistaken for worthless pebbles. Somebody might mistake me for a worthless pebble. They sent me an email and I didn't follow up. Maybe they even sent a reminder and I didn't follow up. I'm sick. I'm only handling, primary things. I got 1,000 emails in my box. If you don't send me another one or you don't call me, guess what? I probably already forgot about you. But I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond, but I look rough right now because I didn't get back to you. I expect you to be an adult. I expect you to tell me if you no longer want me to follow up with you. And I hope you guys will do that too. But doing follow-up can be tricky, right? Use an effective CRM. I'm an Infusionsoft certified partner, so because I love Infusionsoft, I checked out a bunch of softwares before I ever tried, but I knew I couldn't scale my business. I've built and sold 4 companies. I knew I couldn't scale my business the way I wanted to without using technology to allow me to really rock it in a personal space. This is my space. I love speaking. I love live streaming. I love writing books. That is my space. So I needed something effective to help me with that. So high tech allows you to be high touch. And high touch is what we need right now. Connection, developing relationships with people. I love seeing you guys. I hope you'll all come and meet me afterwards. I love it. I'd love to take a picture with you, post it on Livestream, and get connected as people, and not because I want to convert you to cash, right? If I can serve you, I would love to do that. But that's not my primary objective, right? My primary objective is to meet you guys. And if I can meet a pain point or serve you well, I'd love to be the one that does it. Okay, so offer a sample. You know, a free 20-minute consultation is one of the samples that I offer, besides some white papers or different things like the Rock That Stream that you can do. And for those of you who don't know, my general hashtag is Rock That Dream. I try and teach people to rock that dream. So Rock That Stream came in as a secondary portion to show people how to use live streaming as a way to rock that dream. My 20-minute consultation, I do 30 minutes to an hour with the prep work. And I can tell you there has been a lot of people in this room that I have done them with that have found extreme value because they told me, right? But I always ask because I want to know, if you're not finding value, what do I need to change, right? We can't take these things personally. We have to find out how we can make it better. And then you have to ask the right questions. You know, do you want my stuff? Can I sell you something? Those aren't the right questions, right? What do you want? Like, how can I serve you? What are your pain points? What is going on in your business that I can help you with? Good salespeople often find out how, they find out things in advance, like anticipating future needs. Some of you were with me the other day, and I was talking about the typical used car salesman, right? People talk about used car salesmen with this like, oh, I don't want to be a used car salesman. I don't want to sell like that where people hate me or run away. Because I admit, when I go to a car lot, sometimes I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to, I don't know what he's going to try and sell me. And then some people do this, right? They come in like this. I want this car, this size, and they rattle off everything they think they want. A good salesperson is not intimidated by that. They'll ask questions, like finding out how many kids you have, and find out, wow, I wonder if the sport package upgrade might serve you well because you got 4 kids, and I bet you need those USB ports in the back. Those questions will serve your clients. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Those are the same questions you have to ask. You cannot be afraid to ask the right questions. That's your job. That's what separates you as a professional from someone who's just trying to sell stuff. Can you relate to this? Right? Yeah, nobody? No. Okay, there's one. All right. They're like, I'm just furiously writing notes right now, so... Okay, so, what are their concerns or objections? Now, I know that is one of the things that so many people struggle with, is finding out how to overcome objections for people. And since that isn't my talk today, I'm going to give you a gift to help you with that in a minute. But then asking for the order. Now, many of you are probably not trained salespeople, so you're like, how do I do that transition? Here I am on the phone, like, okay, like, what do we do now, right? Okay, bye. I'll call you next week. We don't know what to do, right? So you got to ask some questions. Can you see value in us working together? And then shut up. Seriously, bite your tongue. Why? Because people try and fill in spaces. We say, so can you see value in us working together? If you can, it's totally okay. And just, I'll call you next week. Bye. Right? Because we get scared. We don't want to be rejected. We don't want people to hurt our feelings. And so we start what I call backpedaling. We got to not backpedal. Ask a question that's non-confrontational. Can you see us? Can you see value in us working together? And be prepared if they say no. But then you have to ask more questions, and we'll talk about that later because I know I'm running out of time. Are you ready to get started? That's another one. And this is my key part right here. Be prepared for the yes. I hear so many people say prepare for the no, and then this is what happens. Can you see value in us working together? Yeah. Really? And then they're like, inside there's a subconscious thing goes, I don't know, maybe not. We have now created a disconnect for them because we were not ready for the yes. We were so prepared for the no. We're going to, are you ready? You were prepared to work? No, really? Why not? Right? We're so prepared for the no. We're not prepared for the yes. Prepare for the yes. And if they say no, say, really? May I ask why? There's nothing mean about that. How can I provide better value? How can I be of better service to you? How can I assist you now or in the future, right? Be prepared for your yes. If they aren't ready, and they may still have some objections, right? And if you're not conditioned to go over and handling objections, you might need a little bit of help, right? So I have a free gift for you guys. I wrote a book called 7 Ways to Close More Sales with Confidence. It's a fast book, very simple, and you guys can get it for free. Only today, but you can go to VickiFitch.com/courses and use the promo code Denver17. Okay, it's an audio version with my non-Lauren Bacall voice that I actually did myself, and the PDF version. So that will help you with some selling techniques, because most people I know struggle with sales, right? So here are our seven steps, kind of revisited. Be consistent. Deliver value every day or every time you stream. Provide your call to action every stream. Tell them what you want them to do. Tell them if you want them to share. Tell them if you want them, tell them what you want them to do. Follow up on every contact. Offer a sample to every person. Ask the right questions on every call, and ask for the order every time. Now, we have to face our fears, right? We already identified some of you are afraid to hit that button, right? So you don't worry about how many followers you have. We all started with none. I mean, we did. It's not like we all popped on now. Okay, Kim Garsh, she had a lot. Kim's, everybody loves Kim. Joel had a lot. But we all started with none. I'm going to tell you guys, when I did my first live stream, I was live streaming my shoes. True story, right? For a minute, I'm like, what? And then when I got the camera turned around, I said, I don't know how to interact with you. Like, I'm expecting to text, right? And they're like, just speak. Oh, that works. You see what I'm saying? We all start somewhere. So if I can start with my shoes and not knowing what to do and trying to figure out how to speak, you can start too, right? You can do it. And I encourage you to do it. If you guys want to do a live stream with me later, I'm all in. And I'm pretty entertaining. Even with this voice, I can be pretty entertaining, right? And don't worry about if people will like you, right? I have a thing that's called Troll Patrol. If you've ever seen my live streams when trolls come on, I absolutely love it, because they're usually just really shy people that can't quite figure out how to talk to other people, and they're mean and whatever. And anyway, you'll have to check out see, this is my way. Make sure you check out my live stream, and you can see Troll Patrol. But you'll find your tribe. You will find your tribe. I have a book coming out called Vic the Bully in Your Head, and I have a sequel that's called Own It, How to Step Up and Stand Out. And by coaching people all over the world and identifying what their struggles are, I know that bully in your head is telling you you're not good enough, or smart enough, or pretty enough, or strong enough, or thin enough, or tall enough. And it's not true. It's a big fat lie. You will find your tribe. You will find them. They're out there. My son has Asperger's, and I absolutely adore him, right? But that's where Own It, How to Step Up and Stand Out came, because he's quirky, right? I love his quirkiness. But teenagers, they're not so apt to deal with quirkiness, right? We're adults, and we need to start training people. Own who you are. Own your own style. Step up and stand out and be yourself, right? So, oops, where's my thing? I'm just about done. And so do you love this? Wait. Okay. Confidence is sexy. It's not how you look, right? Outside appearance is simply the window dressing. And that's my own quote. I'm very proud of that. The girl is not mine, but she's a redhead, and I totally rock that look, right? Right? So don't worry about your outside appearance. Don't worry if your hair is done or whatever. But also, don't come disheveled and go, hey, I'm just going to talk to you about business right now when you're in bed or something. Own who you are. You're trying to be an entrepreneur? Be an entrepreneur. Now, I don't know if I have any more time for questions, but I wanted to put this up so you guys could screenshot that if you guys want those freebies. I think I have 3 minutes for questions. Does anybody have any questions? No, really? I did that good? I'm that awesome that you have no questions at all? Yes.
Do you have a pre-qualifying form?
I do. Great question. When they fill out that 20-minute consult, there's a form. And yes, it has about 35 questions on it. Ask some of the people in the room. But some of them are just name, address, phone number kind of stuff. And one of the questions is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to get started, right? And so that gives me an opportunity to weed through people who are ready right now and people who are ready later. But remember, those diamonds in the rough. I will still give everybody a consult, but I will prioritize people that are at 10.
Do you have a scheduling software that you use in order for that?
I do, but I'm not using it right now. We're doing it manually because I have some issues with my son and his time and my husband and I's schedule. But we do that. There's one that integrates with Infusionsoft where people can do it. Right now, we're doing it manually for a little bit till we get school back in session.
So we're going to end the questions. I'm sorry. We're trying to get back on schedule because the raffle took a little bit longer than we expected. So, yes, please give Vicki a big round of applause. Thank you.